Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and last week I asked you, lovely lot, what games can we expect to appear on the Virtual Console in the near future? Here's just what a few of you had to say. Lilac Rambube says, honestly, with the resurgence of the Donkey Kong Country games, as well as Donkey Kong 64, that they're actually expecting to see Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie on the Virtual Console soon. I have to say, as much as I would love to see both of those games, it just doesn't strike me as likely, because Nintendo owns the Donkey Kong games, even though they were developed by Rare, but they do not own Banjo-Kazooie, so I just don't see it happening, which is a real shame. Wyatt Milton screams, GBA games on 3DS, please! And yes, I think many of us feel that way, and I don't know why they haven't released them on the 3DS, but I'm sure they've got their reasons. RHW Films warns us that they would die if they released Pokemon Red, Blue and possibly Yellow on the 3DS eShop. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen then. Super Johnny Mario simply says, Kirby's Air Ride. Oh yes, I have been dying to play that game, but I never have. Derek Higgs says, how about for the Visual Console? I think we can assume that that's a typo. Atari games like Centipede, Adventure and Pitfall. What a great idea! When I was a child, I actually had the weird 3D reboot of Centipede. That was mad. Let's not have that one, let's have the real one. Isai says that Harvest Moon 64 would be an interesting release, seeing as how it's but expensive right now. Likely that they'll do that though, and then some random characters that I don't understand. I'd love to have a go at one of the Harvest Moon games. I've never played them, but apparently they're brilliant, so yeah, I'd love that. James Barnes is clearly a Zelda nut, as he says that he'd like to see Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess all on the Virtual Console. Not so sure about Skyward Sword, it's a bit recent and it's a Wii title, but maybe one of those re-releases? We'll see. Luigi Fan simply says, Mother 3 on Virtual Console? My response? Yes. Benedict Chang also says, Mother 3 please, but I'm more interested in the fact that he appears to have Donkey Kong shaved in the back of his head. Beneath Moncoeur says, I'd love to see some Kingdom Hearts and Castlevania titles for DS on the Virtual Console, as well as some Dimension and Hotel Dusk. Yes, I've heard of one of those titles. Actually, I've heard of Kingdom Hearts as well, but never played it. Mr. SRA Orateur says, Super Mario Advance 4 for a premium price with all of the e-reader levels unlocked from the start. Nintendo don't really like to fiddle around with the Virtual Console games, but something like that where the secret bonus levels are unlocked, I could see that happening. I mean, look at Duck Hunt. You used a Wii Zapper. Nathan Levy says, Star Fox Assault to the E. Locklime Slime says GameCube games on the new 3DS. Why? Because the new 3DS has a lot more power than the normal one, and it also has the C-Stick for camera control, and ZL and ZR. Well, yes, I can see where you're coming from, but seriously, the new 3DS is not powerful enough to actually emulate GameCube games. Luke to the Past implores that we have got to have Link the Faces of Evil and Zelda the Wand of Gamelon. Truly underrated gems in the Zelda franchise. You're wrong, they're not. They're not. Just, no. Lapras King has got his head screwed on. He says that we need the turbo graphics. Japan has the PC engine for both Wii U and 3DS Virtual Consoles, so there's no real excuse why we can't have the awesomeness of several games that he lists. And yes, I can't see why we haven't got them yet. They've got them in Japan, but we don't have them here. I know those consoles weren't really that popular over here in the West, but all the more reason for us to have a proper go at playing them. Come on, Nintendo! And finally, WP Boy says, Alex, why aren't you featuring my comments in the videos? Probably because your most recent comment was 44 lines long. Sure, okay, I'll feature it, but I'm not reading it out. You can read it yourself. I'm just going to play Animal Crossing. You done? Thank you to everybody who left a comment. Unfortunately, I can't read all of your thoughts out because otherwise this would be a very long and boring video. However, you do have a chance to get one of your comments read out in the next episode. And so my question for you this week is, what are your thoughts about the Splatoon Global Testfire? Whether you played it or not, I don't mind. Let me know whether it didn't interest you at all, or maybe it did and it disappointed, or maybe it was just the best thing ever. The last one's probably the most true. But just let me know. Leave a comment down below and who knows, it may be featured next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you leave a lengthy comment about that subscribe button, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye.